Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to another episode. This episode is on the life path number 666. This is an interesting one, especially because if you look on the internet for anything about a life path number 6, they basically describe two different types of the number 6, and I'm gonna follow one of those types, and that's the type that's actually from the book of Dan Millman. So that's the one I'm gonna follow, which is vision and acceptance. All right, so remember those two words, vision and acceptance. Let's start off with a quote on the life path number 6. You have a life purpose to reconcile your high ideals with practical reality, to accept yourself, your world, and the present moment through an expanded vision of life's inherent perfection. All right, so this it was stated a little bit different. I changed it while reading it, but what it comes down to is you have a lot of vision, but one of your downfalls is that you have some trouble with acceptance. That's with all these numbers, with all these life path numbers. So you have life path 6, vision, acceptance. So one is your strong suit, the other one is the thing you want to overcome. And if you can overcome it, then it will actually become one of your strengths as well. So what does that mean? It's actually pretty simple, because you are a 6, and a 6 is the one that has the bigger picture. So you have like the helicopter view that other people don't have. You are way better at the long-term results as to, let's say, the type 5, who's more about freedom and discipline. They tend to do things short term, especially if they're working their numbers or their number 5 in the negative. And in your case, if you are working your number in the positive, the number 6, you have a lot of vision and a lot of acceptance, and you can see the world for the perfect world that it is. As opposed to that, if you are working your 6 in the negative, you are doing the opposite. You can still have that vision, but you will always be working on seeing all the imperfections. And one of the things that if you're in the negative, and maybe you can recall this when you ever said this, or if you're watching this for another person, maybe when that person said that. Let's say you're going on a picnic and everything is perfect, but you forgot the bottle of wine. I don't know. Maybe you forgot the beers, or you forgot and I'm just talking alcohol, but maybe you forgot the bread, or you forgot something there. And the one in the negative will focus on, if only I would have thought to bring that bread, then this day would have been perfect. It would have been perfect. While if you are working this in the positive, you will see that you forgot it, and you will still recognize this day as being perfect. So that's kind of the difference between those two. So one of the things you can do a lot is, you are judging yourself, and that's one of the things that it's one of the biggest lessons for you actually. So and that's where the acceptance comes in. So if you are, let's say you're a little bit overweight, you will judge yourself on that overweight a lot. And if that overweight wasn't there, you would be perfect, or you would finally be able to be good enough, or you would love yourself more, or you would whatever, fill in the blank. That's one of your what kind of like measurers, where you can see if I'm still doing this, then I'm still working my 6 in the negative. So there are some tools for this on how to get rid of this, and I will make separate videos on this, and those will be the videos that are on the laws. So on the law of intuition, the law of discipline, the law of responsibility, the law of whatever. Those will all be separate videos. So if you want to see those, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I would be really honored if you were subscribed to this channel, and also hit that notification bell so you get those videos as well. They will be coming after I have done all of the life path numbers. I still have to do, I think, 16 videos, including this one. 16 or 18, I'm not entirely sure. I thought 16. So let's say 16, and then I'm already doing this one, so 15 after that, and then we'll work on the laws. But I will already in this video give you a couple of actions that you can take. Although this video is on the broader picture of the life path 6, and let's say you're a 1, 5, 6, I will be going into details on that, and that will specifically go deeper on let's say your finances, your health, your relationships, and a couple of other things. So, but for now, one of the things you can do is that you are hypercritical to yourself and also hypercritical to others. What sometimes can happen for you is that you see someone and they're at first they're perfect, they're like this perfect person, and at some point you start seeing some flaws, and then they lose this status of perfection, and they kind of fall from their pedestal. So that's something you and that's something I will go on into a little bit deeper in the other video. But you are here to embody vision and acceptance in the world. But you first need to accept the perfection of your own life, and that's the biggest thing for you. And I was reading I had a quote, I had it right there, so I was reading that. Yeah, so that's what you need to do. Now, this is one thing where I want you to pay attention, because I'm an 11. 6s tend not to listen to 11s. So that's also why I kind of postponed this video, and I knew like, okay, this is not the best video for me to create. But I still want to do it because I still want to help people, even if only one person watches this video and they get some value out of it, then this will be a couple of hours well spent for me if it helps someone. So hopefully you will listen to me, and if not, that's fine too. You will find other speakers that have things to say about the 6, and maybe that will resonate better with you. But I'm trying my best here, so so pay attention. All right, so let's go into this a little bit deeper. So the life purpose represents a mountain to climb, and 6s have specific issues and challenges in the areas of idealism and perfectionism, including resulting judgment about and disappointments with themselves and others. This is so big for you. It's something you really need to pay attention to, and the world really needs you, because without your vision, we might actually, as a society, be doomed to like fatalism, nihilism, or tunnel vision. You have the broad perspective. You're like the helicopter that goes over the area, and you see the big picture. So you are really helping us by seeing that when others can't. What's also funny when I'm describing this, it's kind of like you have you have yourself, and you have your higher self. And your higher self is the one that will give you nudges when to do things. You don't really know what you're doing when you're doing it, but sometimes you will take a left when you usually take a right, and that's something that you thought, oh, I'm gonna take a left here. You got that thought, okay, let's take a left here, and that's actually your higher mind guiding you towards where you should go. Or maybe it's preventing you from getting in an accident, or maybe it's getting you into a new relationship, or maybe it's even smaller. Maybe somebody sees you, you smile at them, and that whole butterfly effect starts rolling. It can be anything, but yeah, you're kind of like society's higher self, and I think that's a really nice compliment to you. As a 6, because you are what we need. All right, so you have high ideals, and that's also, for example, on justice. So if you would be a judge, you have high ideals for people and for the society and how things should work. But also, your hopes and dreams, they can be very very big. You're very good at forgiving and being patient, because you are looking at it as a bigger picture. So opposed to the 5, who is more in the negative, is more of a short-term person, you really are that long-term person, but that also means that it reflects that in how you work, so that you have I think you are the most patient life path number that there is. And I'm not sure if you're also the most forgiving, but yeah, if you see the bigger picture, you can see that you can forgive people, because if you stay angry right now, that's just a point in time where you are angry at a person or at yourself. That can be as well. So I hope that you're really forgiving towards yourself as well, since you are so critical on everything. So you're hypercritical. You can be hypercritical. It would be nice to get in that patient vibe and the forgiving vibe and the accepting vibe of yourself, because that's what we're going for here. And I saw a video this morning. I was watching the Next Level Soul. I was doing the dishes and I was listening to it, and there was this, I don't know what her name was. Let me quickly check. But she was channeling the council, and it's basically a council of higher selves. Sarah Landon, and it was on the Next Level Soul podcast. She was talking about how we as humans are very good at looking at our own imperfections and not loving ourselves because of it. And I see that as well. I recognize that as well. I hope that you're working it in the positive, and this is not the case for you. But what I really envy with people is if they are, let's say if it's a guy, since I'm a guy as well. I see another guy. He is overweight, maybe even obese. He is balding. He has glasses. His teeth are crooked. He is gray. I don't know. It kind of like all the things that might seem bad. And I talk to these guys, and I'm an 11. I don't know if all the 11s are like this, but I generally don't give a, because I don't care what you look like. But my self-judgment does care what I look like. If I'm overweight, I judge myself on that. But they don't. And when I see that, I see, I can register a lot of flaws about them. And then I pinpoint on that one thing that they are doing so well, because they have that self-love, even though against all odds, so to say. And I look at that and like, wow, that's so incredible. And then I measure them by that trait, and not for the other 20 traits that might be off. And I see that, okay, this is a person that if you would just see them and judge them, you would not think that you can learn anything from this person. And then you talk to them and you see how confident they are, how loving they are, how amazing they are. I'm like, wow, that I can still learn a lot from these guys in this example. And so can you, but this is also a part where if you are working in your positive, you would be one of these types. So let's say you are a woman, you're a little bit overweight, or a little bit, maybe a lot overweight, and you can still look in the mirror, look at yourself, and genuinely say, I love you. No matter what you look like, I freaking love you. And that, if you can do that, then you've mastered your life, you've mastered your type. And this is hard because we have a lot of conditioning, and this is not just your type or you. This is like social conditioning. What's on the television? What's in school? If you were overweight in school, you would get picked on a lot, and you would be the fat guy or the fat girl or whatever. Or as a guy, you can be the bald guy or the gray guy or the whatever. And that, if that doesn't get to you and you are not judging others on that and not judging yourself on it, then you've basically completed life in that sense. There's still a lot other stuff to learn, but yeah, this is for you as a 6 what your goal should be. And let's see if we can I have a lot of other stuff, but I actually like where we're going with this, because we've kind of touched on your challenges and your strengths. So I just want to skip a lot of stuff. We will discuss that in the 1-5, the 5-1, the 2-4, the 4-2, and the 3-3-6. We will discuss that there. And for now, I just want to give you a couple of actions that you can take. All right. So I hope you're still listening to me. As a 6, I'm curious to see what the analytics will be on this episode, to see what is happening and if people are actually watching the entire video. I hope you are, or at least I hope that you have skipped to this part. If you are, if you don't watch it in the entirety, I hope you are watching this. So here goes. This is a checklist of 4 things that you can do. So the following actions can make a difference in the lives of those working 6 energy. When confronting perfectionism, remember the words and the perspective. And you can state this in 2 ways. I am good enough, or this is good enough. So that's one of the things you can keep in the forefront of your mind. So I am good enough, and this is good enough. All right, the second thing is, remember that it's not what you do that counts, it is who you are. You have the tendency to really judge yourself on what you are doing. So if you, let's say, everything is always football in my head, so I'm trying to come up with something that is not per se football. Let's say you want to throw a dart. I'll just make it really simple. And other people are also there. You want to throw a dart, and you miss the board completely. You don't even hit anything. You have 0 points. What your type can do is, you know what? If I don't throw it, I can't miss it, and I won't fail. So I won't fail, but you are depriving yourself of something you might like to do, or just that activity, or just being with the group. And it's about the being and not about the doing it correctly vibe. So, all right. The third thing is, learn to accept and make the best use of whatever happens, and accept your response no matter what. So this is also about the self-judgment. Accept your response. And it's also, this is your response in a point in time. This response might not be the perfect response, but it's the response you gave. And just, by the way, I always say you can always change your response. That's what me and my girlfriend do if we're, sometimes if you get a little heated and you are discussing things, it's fine to just accept what you said and then later say, okay, I actually meant this. I said this, but I meant this. You can always change it, but also for this, just accept it and don't judge yourself on, oh, I did this wrong. And the other way around as well, oh, I did this right, because there's judgment on that as well, and then you want to do it right, because that's something that you that's in your type as well. You want to do things right. All right, so just let go of that judgment on that. So I'll say it one more time because I talked a lot about it. Learn to accept and make the best use of whatever happens, and accept your response no matter what. And this is the same as the example of the picnic that I just gave you. So get rid of the if only statement. Let's say you buy a new car and you scratch it. Oh, if only I didn't scratch it, it would have been the perfect car. Let go of the if only. It's still, there's just a scratch on your car. It's a perfect car. So, last one. Allow your vision of what you may become to inspire you and call you onward while you enjoy your life here and now. So allow your vision of what you may become to inspire you and call you onward while you enjoy your life here and now. So also a part on the acceptance. Okay, so these are the actions that you can work with, and they're a little abstract. So maybe some things, maybe you want to write, maybe you have written them down. Maybe you want to play around with it. Even if you are just doing one of these, it's still really good that you're doing it. Okay, so the next video on this will be that I'll be recording is the 156. So if you're let's say the 336 or the 246, I will do the 1.5 first, then the 2.4, and then the 3.3. So in that order. So it might take me a couple of weeks to get all those videos out. Hopefully a little bit sooner, as long as I can get in the correct vibe, because this video took me a long while. Anyway, I just want to thank you for watching this video. And let's say you are a 156. Other videos you can already watch is the video on the 1 and the video on the 5. And obviously this is the one on the 6, so you already seen this one. And then you can watch the video on the 156 and the 516, and those are pretty similar, but a little bit different. They're skewed a little bit different. So the 156 is skewed a little bit more towards the 5, and the 516 is skewed a little bit more to the 1. And the 5 is creativity, and the 5 is freedom, and the 1 is creativity. All right, thank you so much for watching this video. I would appreciate a like on this if it gave you any value, and let me know in the comments if you are a 6, or if you watched it for somebody else who is a 6. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.